Hi, I'm going to explain briefly how to share files and folders safely, both within UWC and with the rest of the world. So first of all, I'm going to go to my Google Drive folder, and I've created a folder of resources, which I want to share with different groups of people. Within it, there are 6 different folders with different audiences. The first one is only private to me. The second one is for a small group of people in UWC. Third, for a larger group. Those are probably the 3 most important ones. So 4, 5, and 6 are less widely used, but I'll go for those as well. First of all, I'm going to share my folder from the very, very top level. And I'm just going to demonstrate that no matter what way I share my folder, whether I share it with internally or externally, as soon as I've shared that, that share also applies to all of the folders within it. So the first lesson is, please don't share a folder which contains other folders unless you want those other folders to be shared as well to the same people or visible to the same people. Obviously, this is wrong for me because these are my private resources that I don't want anyone to see because I'm working on them. So I'm going to go back and remove this by switching it off. I'll go back in again, and this time I'm going to leave this blank. It's only for me. The second one is for a small group of people, so I'm going to share it, and I'm going to mention the people by name. Maybe these people were at a meeting and need to edit the minute, so I'm going to say, okay, Patricia can edit. Fine, I'm going to send that, and she'll get a notification inviting her to collaborate with the document. I can also say share, and I can go into advanced, and that will give me a list of the people. I'm the owner. Patricia's the editor at the minute, and I can add more people if I want to. An interesting link here is prevent editors from changing access and adding new people. I would tick this if it's a kind of private document, because if I don't, then anyone that I add to this list who's an editor can reshare it and change the access level for other people. So next folder is for a larger group that I don't want to have to specifically mention by name. So I'm going to this time get a shareable link. By the way, just out of interest, if there is a mailing list or a group set up for those people, you can add that in here and invite people specifically, but by group. But for now, I'm going to get a shareable link, and when I do that, I've got various different options. The default one at the moment is that anyone with the link can view it, but they can't find it and they can't edit it, which seems sensible to me. However, if you want to, there are lots of different things you can add as well, but please be careful not to put, for example, this one here where it can be found. So then that becomes publicly searchable within UWC. I'll come back to that in a second. So I can copy that link and then I can share that link by email to anyone else. The second group, or the third group, which I'm going to share, this is for everyone in UWC SEA to see. So if I share that this time, and I choose link again, this time I'm going to open up my options. I'm going to choose more, and I'm going to say anyone at UWC can find and access, which means that not only can they get it if they have the link, but if they search in Google Drive using any of the words in the title or any of the content words, they can find it as well. So I'm going to just bear in mind that shouldn't be anything which is private at all. I can copy that link and send that link around, and now anyone who searches for anything inside there will be able to find it, including students. Next, anyone who wants to share with documents with people outside our domain, outside UWC SEA, can share using a shareable link. But this time, when they go into more, the properties of the link, they can say anyone with a link, no sign-in is required, which means that when you get that link and you send it outside, that link can be used by anyone anonymously outside our domain, which means we can no longer track any changes that are made to that document. So anyone who receives that link, they don't need to log into Google, they don't need to identify themselves, they can just access it straight away. So I'm going to click OK for that one. And the final one, which is very rarely used, is getting a link and in the options saying that it's public on the web, which means that anyone who receives that anyone, they don't even need to receive that link. They can find it. It can be indexed by a search engine and found by searching on Google. But also bear in mind that with all of these links, you can change the modification, the way that it can be used. So if I go to even the final link and I say share, I can change this so that it's also editable. So the most dangerous thing you could do, I guess, would be to make something editable and make it public on the web so anyone can find it and change it. I did that with students. I've done this with students a few times as an experiment in privacy, and put a couple of keywords in there, and it's filled up with people within 10 minutes. So that's just a quick run through of all the different ways that you can share a document.